Good afternoon, everybody. It's the holiday season, as many of you know, and with that brings many a thought to the mind of your So I've Been Thinking podcast host. First and foremost, I just wanted to touch on the ways in which capitalism and westernization have taken things that are ancient, that genuinely belong to us, and turned them into these points where we feel as though we must bow the knee to capitalism and greed and materialism and all these other ills, right? So around this time frame, right, is the winter solstice. Okay, the winter solstice is the understanding, or in general, solstices are the understanding that the earth is a living organism, and because the earth is a living organism, the earth goes through cycles. Okay, nowadays we call it spring, summer, fall, winter, right? But throughout history, it's been called different things, of course, because everyone has different languages, traditions, cultures, so on and so forth. So, even though, like, today, for the most part, today's celebrated as Christmas, the birth, quote-unquote, of, the white Jesus with the blonde hair and the, baby blue eyes and all that good shit. Something that I guess I really want to think about / touch on is sometimes as humans, I think we get too wrapped up in the why and the what, as opposed to the connections between things, right? Because of the system we live under, we do have certain time frames where we are given to kick back and relax, again, to keep us from burning this thing down. So in that, if you have an opportunity to enjoy with your loved ones, to eat good food, to think about your year, just whatever the case might be, my hope is that you take an opportunity to do that, because that's quite literally what our ancestors fought and died for in a lot of situations, specifically if you're living in a westernized country where they don't want to give us anything at all. So the things we do have, somebody fucking fought for, because that's literally just how it works. The next thing that I wanted to talk about is the importance of the shadow self. The importance of the shadow self to me is something that I feel like I'm beginning to understand on a deeper level than I ever have. Something that, at least for me, I've always had issues with is in most of the faiths people practice. You're told that, like, the things that from a literal biological level that excite you, that you enjoy the most, are somehow things that, like, separate you from the very God that created you. And at least for me personally, I don't adhere to that pattern of beliefs at all. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that probably make upset. Kind of don't fucking care. One of the things about religion and faith that I think people forget is whether or not you choose to believe a thing, whatever you give power to is what takes control, right? So whatever your belief system might be, specifically if it's coming from the Abrahamic tree of faiths, I have zero interest whatsoever in pretending to be someone that I'm not. I have zero interest in pretending as though I believe that God trapped me in evil matter, and this evil matter somehow is going to keep me from reaching the next life in a form in which I can be genuinely happy with. I think a lot of our ideas in connection to faith, a lot of the time, they're just wrong, personally. I think we spend far too much time condemning ourselves for things that we shouldn't. And at least for me personally, I have absolutely no desire whatsoever to live a life that I'm not comfortable with in as many ways as possible. None of us were put here to suffer. Suffering and poverty does not bring you closer to God or the higher power or the universe or whatever it is that you think. So I really hope you don't think that way. Oh yeah, last but not least, I learned about seeing people for who they are and accepting it this year. I think it's really important to understand that you're not going to get you from other people. And even the people that you do have in your life that you love and appreciate, they're going to be who they are. And if that's not okay with you, you probably shouldn't interact with them. And I think a lot of the time we get trapped in these patterns where we are expecting to get ourselves from other people as opposed to just accepting exactly who people are. I think we do ourselves a great disservice when we do this. I think we do ourselves a great disservice. So, New Year's, quote unquote, at least the way the Western world looks at it, is not far away. And my hope is just that everybody does do all that you can to fulfill your own fantasies, man. You get to do this life thing in this particular meat suit one time. Just one time, you know? So my hope is that you don't allow fear, you don't allow doubt, you don't allow bondage, you don't allow anything, especially motherfuckers that are miserable ass cowards with nothing better to do, to keep you from living the life that you want for yourself. You feel me? Because if there's one thing y'all gonna see me do, me and Delta are going to be in a committed relationship next year. I am traveling, I am indulging, all of the things me I do. Yeah, see it. Yeah, see it. I promise you that. Yeah, man. So, you know, just want to share a little little Christmas special. Yeah, just use this time, this energy to bring yourself into a new calendar year in a way that from winter to spring, that you're happier with the life you live, and that you don't allow complacency or any other fuckery to keep you from what you want. You got this. I promise you do. I promise you do. Y'all know the motherfucking drill. Peace, love, power, Pan-Africanism.